This tutorial will explain what is and isn't plagiarism, show how to use sources correctly to avoid plagiarism, and cover the academic and professional consequences of plagiarism. When Vice President Joe Biden was in law school, he submitted a paper that copied a number of sentences and was improperly credited. He was caught and had to appeal to remain at school. He received an F in the course. When Biden ran for president in 1987, news of his plagiarism resurfaced, and calls came for him to drop from the race. While it might not seem like a big deal the night before a paper's due, plagiarism can have tough consequences now and cause professional harm in the future. Plagiarism is claiming credit for the work or efforts of another without authorization or citation. Plagiarism can be intentional or unintentional and falls on a spectrum. Plagiarism can include buying or borrowing a paper from a friend, copying a friend or classmate's work, cutting and pasting with no citation, using images or media files with no citation, careless paraphrasing or following a source's language or structure too closely, quoting excessively, poor documentation of sources, forgetting quotation marks or citation information. Even if plagiarism is not intentional, as in the case of Joe Biden, there may still be serious consequences. There are some things you don't need to cite. These are your own ideas, photos, and media files, and common knowledge, something everybody knows, like military dates and general historical facts. Everything else? Cite it. Quotations follow a simple rule. Anytime you use the exact words from another author, the words should be in quotation marks and you should add a citation. Paraphrasing is rephrasing a source's language in your own words. Paraphrased passages still need a citation because they use the source material's ideas, even if the words are different. Find and replace paraphrasing uses a copied paragraph or sentence. Some words or phrases may be deleted, and some words or phrases may be switched out for simpler words or synonyms. However, it retains the same structure and phrasing, and with or without a citation, it's plagiarism. Patch writing is similar to find and replace. It copies the source material's ideas, phrasing, and structure, but mostly replaces the language. Like find and replace, it's plagiarism with or without a citation. A correct paraphrase describes the source material's ideas using new language and structure. It cites the original source and makes clear what is analysis and what is source material. A few tips for paraphrasing from the University of Wisconsin Writing Center. Study the original material until you have the concepts down, then hide it while you write. Take 1 to 2 word notes on the original material and write your paragraph based on your notes. Begin by taking a sentence from the end of the passage and paraphrase from there. Your structure will naturally be different than the original. Then, check your phrases to be sure they aren't the same as the source material. Finally, make sure to add a citation. Plagiarism can have serious consequences at UW. Here's an overview of the process, direct from the Dean of Students' office.
Hello, my name is Tonya Schmidt. I am the Academic Integrity Dean in the Dean of Students' office at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. I'm here today to talk to you about how important it is for you to get your degree from UW-Madison in a fair, just, and honest way. I wanted to talk a little bit about plagiarism and cheating and how we expect you to abide by the code of conduct here at the university and avoid those types of behaviors at all costs. Plagiarism accounted for 60% of the academic misconduct cases that came into the Dean of Students office referred by faculty and instructors at the university. If an instructor suspects that you have engaged in plagiarism in their class, the first thing that they're going to do is they're going to look on the handy-dandy Dean of Students website, and they're going to see a flowchart like this. And you are going to get an opportunity to respond to their concerns. First, what they're going to do is call you into their office, and they're going to tell you why they've invited you in. And they will take out your paper that they suspect may not be your own words and ask you to talk through how you wrote it or respond to their concerns about where the material came from. After they've had a chance to talk with you about their suspicions, they will make a decision on whether you violated our code of conduct at the university or not. If they find you responsible for an act of plagiarism at the university, you will be assigned a sanction. More often than not, professors decide to give you a 0 on the work, but please know that they can do things that are more severe than that. They could recommend that you receive a 0 on the work in question, and if it's a large paper that makes up a large part of your grade, it could be really have a big impact on your grade in the course. In addition, they could recommend that the Dean of Students office do an additional investigation and do a probationary notation on your transcript. That could be a notation on your transcript for 1 semester or up to 2 semesters. So if you're searching for those internships, it could affect your ability to get one of those successfully. In addition, here at UW-Madison, if you do engage in any type of misconduct more than one time, or if the first time is severe, you could be recommended for suspension from the university. If you don't agree with the professor's recommendation for academic misconduct and the sanction that they recommend, you do have an ability to request a formal hearing in the matter. You will have 10 days from the time that the professor follows up on the sanction in a formal letter that will come via email. And you can come to the Dean of Students office and talk with me personally, or we have a dean on call that can talk to you about your situation and about your option for requesting a formal hearing. So you want to avoid that process at all counts, and you want to be sure that you are doing your own work and taking advantage of all the opportunities that you possibly can to learn here at UW-Madison. So really know what constitutes plagiarism. Be sure to ask your professors for any clarification on assignments that you're not clear on, especially if they involve group work, and really make sure that you understand what's expected of you in all of these situations. If you're running out of time, I'd also recommend talking with the professor about an extension instead of panicking and simply cutting and pasting from the internet. So thank you very much for listening today, and I wish you all great success on Wisconsin.
Plagiarism can have serious consequences outside of school too. Many professional organizations have policies that forbid plagiarism. Some organizations, like the Society of Professional Journalists and the Associated Press, are expected. But did you know that the Public Relations Society of America, the Association for Computing Machinery, the American Mathematical Society, and the American Historical Association all have policies against plagiarism? It's important to learn how to avoid it now, before your job and career are on the line, or before you run for president. Remember, plagiarism can be intentional or unintentional, refers to the words, ideas, and the structure or form of content, applies across print, electronic, audio, and video formats, and can have serious consequences. When in doubt, ask a librarian or make an appointment at UW's Writing Center.